If it was so easy, everyone would be doing it. Shh. Never say that again. It's like literally the worst mindset. Well, one of the worst mindsets you could have. And it's an absolute cop-out. Because, number one, it's creating another comparison state. Y'all gotta stop doing that. I touched on this the other day with a live about, what was it? Looking at this from a standpoint of easy or hard. That right there is still goofy, but this is even worse. Because I have seen this objection/excuse for almost 2 years. If it's so easy, everyone would be doing it. Yeah, and everyone would be making more money than they would know what to frickin' do with, and y'all make it sound like that's a bad thing. Why? There's your why. Why are you doing that? But let's discuss it, because there is something to discuss here, and my time is limited. Let's start. What is the stuff that is not easy? Showing up every day. But you do show up to that job 5 days a week. Y'all, stop doing that. Just kidding. Do what you gotta do, but seriously. You show up to this job that's like destroying you mentally, physically, emotionally, because, well, gotta do what I gotta do. That's what I was taught, and that's what I'll continue to believe. How's that working out for you? All right. Number 2, getting your mindset right. To use the large frame analogy, if someone is wanting to reduce the size of their physical frame, if you are 300 pounds, did you get that way overnight? Odds are it took a few years, maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years to get to the size that you are currently not enjoying. You think you can lose half your body weight in 3 months? Maybe if someone chopped off both your legs, but then what? You heard? I know y'all heard that. Getting your mindset right takes time. Y'all are all adults. I know you know this. Maybe just not ready to admit it yet. Being consistent is not easy. Again, anything is only as easy or as difficult as you would like it to be. Your subconscious will clear a path for you if you believe that what you're doing is easy. If you believe that it's hard, it's going to put rocks and boulders and walls and all sorts of crazy crap right in your way. And then you could go, see, I told you it was hard. No, you made it hard. Moving on. Being coachable. Being coachable is basically when there's a phrase I've seen a zillion times, success leaves clues. Now, if you want to learn how to make money online, you have to be in a community of people who are already doing it and already have done it. Makes sense, yeah? What doesn't make sense is to get involved with the Legacy Builder program and then think you know more than the woman who's running it or who created it. Ask yourself, why would you do that? That's ego. Stop it. Being creative. If that was so easy, everyone would be doing it. We are all creators by nature. Whatever you think you can create. How do you have you ever, like, all right, I'll put it this way. Have you ever gone outside and seen things? Someone thought of that and then they put it there. The trees in nature, I'm not talking about that, but trees in nature, yes, maybe they decided to build this park here, so they imported the trees. But yeah, it's like office buildings, stadiums, the Wendy's that I keep going to. Yeah, someone thought, yeah, I would like to be able to get a hamburger through a drive-through window. Let's go create that. And there it is. Isn't that cool? Everyone's a creator. You're not special if you don't think you're not. Okay. Communicating accurately. That's also a learned skill. I am never I might sound sarcastic. If you broke down the stuff that I'm saying, I am actually not saying anything new. I'm getting my point across, I know I am, in ways that really cannot be debated. I'm sure there will be room for debate from people who want to challenge these things. Try me, I'm yours. Okay, and then the last thing, if it was so easy everyone would be doing it, is having patience. Having patience in modern society, yeah, that's a challenge. That's something that has challenged me. It's fine. It's one of those things that I'm working on. I always work on it. Being in culinary for the last, 738 years, being around chefs who had no patience for anything. Yeah, that wears on you for a minute. And I'm reminded of the advice that my first chef gave me. He said, number one, there are three things. He said, number one, we're here to have fun. The second thing is, don't come to work in a state of intoxication or hungoverness, because you're not going to be at your best, which means get your rest, eat right, stay hydrated, and you will just bring the best version of you to whatever you do every day, whether it's work, whether it's your business, what all. And the last thing he said was, no one here is getting paid enough to take SHIT off anyone. That's true. And if you are the one who is giving yourself SHIT, did you know that you can stop doing that? And you can be nicer to yourself? If you are wanting to get started with this, but you're still having residual trepidation and fears and worries and what all, that's fine. But, you're going to have to answer to someone sooner or later, and I would rather you answer to you than Mr. Fargo, or Mr. Chase, or Mr. Bank of America. You hear me again, thank you. And I've said this in another live, that patience with this means that if you're in it to get sales immediately, I'm not saying sales immediately, blah, 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 you don't have patience. And you're doing this specifically for yourself instead of the greater good. I mentioned in a live I did probably last week, because time really has no meaning anymore, and that's kind of something cool that happens with this, that this is somewhat of a revolutionary thing that we're doing. That we're taking our destiny, We're taking our destiny in our own hands, instead of leaving it in the hands of someone who would, if they could pay us less tomorrow, they would. Or fire us without notice because, well, it's slow, so we gotta let half the workforce go. And then they hire new people 6 months later at, 2/3 of what you were making. Y'all really want to keep doing that? Why? This is just, dang it. This is just the way it's always been. Y'all, that don't mean it's good. That don't mean it's good, and it definitely doesn't mean that it's right. You gotta ask yourself, again, a variation on the question why are you continuing to put up with the nonsense that's hurting you? Don't you deserve better? Don't you deserve more? Did someone once tell you that wanting more is selfish, and you're not selfish, are you? Some of us have lost or never developed discernment, and that kind of means knowing what smells like BS and what smells like flowers. Go find the flowers. See you tomorrow.